Hi, my name's Kevin Barkowski. I'm interim pastor at Sherbrooke Mennonite Church and church engagement minister at Mennonite Church, BC. When I heard about Typhoon Yutu a year and a half ago touching down in Saipan, I looked on the news and I saw this incredible destruction, and I felt so sad for the people of Saipan. And I'd volunteered 2 years earlier for a different typhoon in Saipan, and I knew I wanted to help. However, it took a year and a half for everything to finally come together, and so March 6, 2020, finally flew out to help. On the way there, I stopped in Honolulu. I had a layover, and funny story, I love snorkeling, so when I got off the airplane, I drove to Electric Beach, but there was gridlock traffic. I was stuck, and I just sat there in my car with all these other cars around me and watched the sun go down. So I sadly eventually turned around and drove back to my hotel. Then in the morning I woke up super early to go to a different beach, and I got my snorkel, and but when I arrived at the beach in the morning there, I couldn't believe there was a lineup and that you had to pay. It was very early in the morning, and you had to watch a video before you could actually access the beach. So I finally did get in the water, but I had to hurry out and catch my plane on to Guam. I stayed the night in Guam. I got up super early the next morning, flew from Guam to Saipan, and arrived just in time to go to church. I love the church in Saipan. They certainly love Jesus, and they certainly have no walls, literally. You can feel the wind of the Spirit rising upon the waters as you sing. The next day I woke around 2 a.m. just because of the jet lag and time difference, and then I did some homework, and then a few hours later I fell back to sleep, and then around 6 a.m. was breakfast, and 6:30 a.m. was our MDS meeting, and then off to the site we went, and we worked there until 3. By then, as you could see, it was really hot, and so we would go have a dip in the ocean for an hour or so. And then around 5:30, well, exactly 5:30, we had our MDS meeting, and then it was time for supper, and then bed, and then, well, we'd do it all over again the next day. The first week rolled by pretty quickly, but by the time the second week rolled around, we had to make some difficult decisions. The family that we were helping had been waiting a year and a half for a roof, but as airports around the world began to close due to the coronavirus, we began to really feel for the families we were helping. So we all decided to risk it and stay and finish the families' homes. FEMA and the families were really grateful that we took that risk and stayed long enough to finish the project. The project really came together, and our team worked really hard to get everything done. And then we heard the news that all Canadians must return home. So Grant, my brother-in-law, and we changed our flights and we hurried home and made it back to Canada, and then we sat in quarantine at our homes for 2 weeks. Hey, thanks everyone for watching my video. I trust you enjoyed it. One of the verses that we had in Saipan was Matthew 7:24 and 25. This is Jesus talking. Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on solid rock. Though the rain comes in torrents and the floodwaters rise and the winds beat against that house, it won't collapse because it's built on bedrock. Thanks so much, Deborah, my wife. Thanks to Kaden and Jana, my kids. Thanks to MCBC and Sherbrooke for encouraging me to go on this trip. I want to thank our MDS crew, especially Dan, who unfortunately we took no pictures of because he was always doing stuff. Sorry about that, Dan. I want to thank God for safety and for getting our job well done, and I also want to bless you right now. The blessing of the Lord is upon you, and we bless you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.